UPSC has got a particular level at which they ask question. The test series that you have got, they're mocking the actual. The pattern of the question also is a factor when you should be deciding. Quantity of the tests, I suppose the quality of test is also important. Knowing your own areas of weakness, and those areas of weakness, if happen to be also the popular areas with question setter, I think that is where you have to strike. There is a common question asked to me quite often. Sir, tell me what is the best test series for preparation? Well, I very clearly represent a coaching institute, and I am giving this disclaimer that I may be a little biased. But then I am not biased beyond a particular point. I recommend that when you are taking test series, there is an important aspect to be kept in mind, that you are being evaluated. No matter how reputed a coaching institute is, we are trying to be close to what UPSC's demand is. And likewise, many other coaching institutes, they are struggling the same. So it is always important that you bear in mind the test series that you have got, they are mocking the actual. But then if you have got more than one perspective of mocking, it is always better for you, because in that case, you get a better perspective of the real thing that you have got. You still not got real. Real is the one which is going to come there. But then those institutes which have got a reputation of performing well in the past, reputation of giving results year after year, they are the ones, they definitely are much closer to what UPSC is expecting. So I suppose if you ask me about the best coaching institute for best test series for UPSC preparation, I'm not going to singularly say that, hey, only one X or only one Y, only one Z is going to be important. In fact, X, Y, Z, if your finances permit, a combination of that, an assortment of it would be actually closest to the real thing. That when you get an average of the average, you are closer to the real situation in that perspective. I would not like you to just go by the difficulty level that they have got. Maybe some of them are expert of asking very difficult questions which nobody answers, and people say like, wow, what a coach institute, what a kind of questions. Do not decide on the basis of difficulty level. That if the difficulty level is very high, it essentially got to be no. UPSC has got a particular level at which they ask question, and the institutes which are close to them, they are either not very difficult or not very easy. That level where you have got majority of the people are passing. So I think you should be also keeping in mind this very aspect, that difficulty or comfort is not going to be the deciding factor, because I have got people who have been saying that in my test series I was always performing with very high grade, all India rank 1 to 10, I was always there. But how many of them were there from all India? What is the sample size that they had? Then also they said like I used to get 120 every time or 130 in my test, but then in actual UPSC interview I did not get it. No, it's not like that. I mean, I would recommend that please take more than one source of test series. That really comes very handy, and then you get to know your real position in times which you can possibly correct it. In fact, I would also like you to suggest that the pattern of the question also is a factor when you should be deciding. UPSC is dynamically evolving, and then if you know the pattern that we have seen that last year, the way the questions were asked, suddenly it was changed. And then, if I should say suddenly, that's not the right word. It's gradually been changing, but there's a major change in the watershed was seen last year. So the institutes which are prepared, they have got resources and the human resources to really adapt, and then expertise to handle that. I suppose that should also be a factor you should keep in mind about deciding about the test series. Also, the areas of expertise that they basically help you in, not only in the form of questions, the nature of questions, and also the difficult level, that can also be a factor that really guide you. Also, the feedbacks of the student is also an important factor. If you are giving UPSC examination, I'm sure you must be having a group of your friends who would be giving the test. I suppose more than the quantity of the tests, I suppose the quality of test is also important. You should decide about the observation, the experience of the students, and then based on that, you should be seeing that if this is sufficient for me or not. In fact, I for PT would like you to do as many practices as possible, because that will not only get you to know as to what is your position, but also would get you to know as to which areas that you require to be correcting yourself. In fact, at KSG in particular, I would like to tell you that we promote people, we kind of request people, advise people to practice 10,000 questions, which is about 100 tests that you have got, full-length tests that you have to be taking for. Of course, you have to take a separate set of CSAT tests as well, and get to know about your own pattern of problem. In fact, I like to tell you that you should understand how to know the pattern of area that you need to be improving. It's a small technique that I like you to see, that you see that in a pattern that you have got warp and weft, and that makes a pattern. The first thing that you should look at, that if there is a multiple questions coming from the same area or not. That's one thing. So that when you are doing some PT questions, you try and see that this is one area from where the regular questions are coming. That means this is one area from PT is important. And I have not been able to do first time also, second time also, third time also, which means this is one of my dimples of my preparation, is one of my dents of my preparation. So when you have got this warp and weft, creates a pattern for you. At that stage, you should know that, hey, this is the kind of area that I should be working upon. So knowing your own areas of weakness, and those areas of weakness, if happen to be also the popular areas with question setter, I think that is where you have to strike. That is where you have to hit. And then when you have different types of tests taken, different tests that you go through, you would also get to know as to how you can possibly correct. Also, while taking test series from more than one sources, it will also help you to understand you better. Am I good at multiple option questions where I should take risk or not? I have got a good sense of analytical questions, I should take risk or not. These insights also develop when you take tests from more than one source, and then you get to know yourself a little better, because every time, every coaching institute, every test series conductor, they have got their own set of people and they have a particular philosophy running through them. And then one has to be not expecting the same question that you have had in the test series is appearing there, but the nature and the area and the sector and the manner in which the questions were set. That is my areas of comfort, and then I can possibly handle that. And that is where I would recommend, please, if your finances permit, do take up more than one test series. And then every time that you have test series taken, document your performance, and then based on the performance, decide about the future course of your action that you would be taking as the time proceeds. And I'm sure this way you are at any given level of your preparation, you are examination ready. This examination readiness is very important, because ultimately it is not that how well you have acquired information, how much of information that you have got is going to be important, but then how ready are you for this examination? That's going to be vital, and that would definitely happen if you are into examination mode. For majority of the time will keep you examination ready or examination mode on. My best wishes, and you would definitely do well if you follow these small advices that you have got. If you've got any question, we will be very happy to have them addressed in due course of time. My best wishes.